The highest inflation in 13 years, says NPR. And then last month, CNN said the highest inflation since the 1990s. Oh my goodness, we're all going to get inflationary. Carter is coming back. Trust me, I see all these right-wing guys. Welcome back, Carter, because of the high inflation. Let's see if instapundit.com right now has an article. Let's see, because they always, let's see if you say anything about welcome back, Carter, with Insta on the first. I don't see anything on the front page, but every day there's something about inflation and 1970s Jimmy Carter. Of course, they never. Right here, right it is, right here. Holy crap! White House quietly signals inflationary run could last. Welcome back, Carter. Right here. Literally, that's what the eighth thing down. All right, so remember, when did the inflation start? Well, it started under LBJ, and then it kicked in heavily under Nixon, because Nixon was a clown. LBJ was, too. And then Carter was the beginning of the deregulatory agencies of trucking, of stock prices, of, he went heavily into into coal, because the natural gas was running out. Trucking, stock prices, airline tickets, the whole thing, which began to break the back of inflation. But it wasn't until Reagan and Volcker came around, which they really did. But anyway, I just want to show you guys something, because this is why I just find it. All right, so here we are. The highest inflation. This is CNN was saying the highest inflation since 20 years ago. I guess they're talking about right here. I'm not sure exactly why they said one thing in June, and I guess maybe proposed inflation. I don't know. But then the article I just read from NPR, the highest inflation since 2008. All right, so do we? I just did a video on this. I'm going to stress it enough. CPI, all items. Do we see a pattern here? Do we see a pattern? So here's the highest inflation, the first Iraq War. Here's the second highest inflation, right? That was a run up in real estate prices, then the huge correction. Here's the third highest inflation. Now you see what happened was we had a minor recession there, and then this right here is what caused Clinton to lose, actually, or to win. What caused Clinton to win was Perot, but still, significant drop off in the economy, significant run, then a drop off in the economy. Here we had a significant drop off in the economy, and then a high run. So you know this is going to come back to here. Is that high? No. Stop with all this craziness about hyperinflation, high inflation, welcome back Carter. Stupid, man. Just look at that. Now, again, as I said in my video yesterday, beef prices will go up because the left hates AOC in this. They hate that guy. Look at beautiful moo, moo. They hate that guy. I love those cows. There's too much greenhouse gases. There's more methane is 7 times more as a greenhouse gas than CO2. Or as they say in the UK and Australia, methane. I call it methane. Anyway, so just come on, man. Just if we're going to be trend line analysis, as a lot of you guys are, the trend is like this. And so we're significantly higher than the trend, which would say you should short that right there because you think that the trend will continue to persist. So hold on just a second, we'll share something. This is a book called The Maine Hamlet, which I've been talking about here frequently. I'm going to talk more about it because it's just so fascinating. From 1890 in Maine. All right, so a doctor's fee for a 2-mile drive into the country at that time was about $1.50. For confinement, $15. This is 1890. The wages of the school teacher in the hamlet were $25 to $30 a month for the 5 weeks of school. A practical nurse's salary was $3 a week. All right, a strong day laborer got up to 75 cents or $1 a day. A man with some special skill, $1.50. A school teacher in the best homes in the hamlet amounted to $3 weekly. A good horse sold for $100. A year's subscription to the weekly newspaper cost $1.50. A year's subscription to the weekly newspaper costs $1.50. I don't know what newspapers cost anymore, but you can get $1.50 for a year's subscription. I guarantee you here, at least so not that much more than that. Let's see. And not all, okay, music lessons cost 25 cents an hour, and the teacher would walk a couple miles to give the lesson. Let's see. The Sears Roebuck catalog of 1896 says that potbelly stoves of the kind used in cellars were priced at $2.40. Coffee, 12 to 36 cents a pound. A pound of rock candy was 10 cents. Maple syrup was 67 cents for a 5-gallon jug. Flour in 49-pound sacks was at $1. A man's suit, $9.75. A Columbia 4-wheel buggy, $40. Farmers were getting 18 to 22 cents a pound for butter, 25 cents for a superior grade. eggs plunged around in curves, so they could bring 48 cents a dozen, and they could also bring 5 cents, the price of 2 bananas. 48 cents a dozen. What can you get for eggs now? About $3 a dozen? A loaf of bread at the town bakery cost a nickel, but no one ever bought it because buying made for expensive habits. And if I make it, I know what's in it, so they make it at home. Blueberries grew on every farm in such profusion that the picker got 5 cents a quart at the store in town when the consumer would pay 8 cents. No one would trouble to pick them to sell except for children who wanted to earn Christmas money. So anyway, the point being is, I mean, look at that. Eggs were 45 cents for a dozen? What is it now? They talk about houses and stuff. It's just such an interesting book because it just puts you back in time and say, look, man, at the end of the day, there's always been increasing in prices. Let's see. In 1900, the total taxes to be raised in the hamlet were at $1,307 or $6.20 per capita. More than a third went to the state and county, leaving $428 per capita for the home budget. The sum was for the support of less than $1,000 was for the support of the schools, the poor, the repairing of bridges, and other current expenses. Anyway, I just see this like hyperinflation. I said, well, where is it? Where has it ever happened? We had a small period of time that it happened. That's it, man. That's it. And we've lived through wars. We've lived through rationing cars. We lived through good depressions. We've had so many different instances here that this idea like inflation, oh my, it's crazy to me, man. Anyway, no, let do your thoughts. We'll see you.